'Twas the night before All Hallows Eve, and we are craving more tricks than treats. Join us as we revamp Liberty Square with a slightly spookier veil. Right now on Idiot's Guide to Imagineering.
Hey everyone, it's Katie and welcome to our 14th episode. The number 14 signifies angels, but for this week's episode, it's for the ghouls. We had a busy week this week. Steven and I were lucky enough to be special guests on Miles from Main Street podcast with Brian that aired this past Tuesday.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to jump in and give our 2 cents about their Halloween movie madness brackets. So head over to @Miles from Main Street on Instagram for the links to the episode and find out which movie took home the prize. And thanks again for having us, Brian.
Before we jump into all the spooky fun this week, we want to offer you this chilling challenge. Leave us a review. This episode is sure to cast a spell on you that will have you dying to press the 5 stars. And now, to continue along with this haunting Halloween theme, please share your favorite Halloween costumes from the past. I'll go first, and I think I'm going to choose from a couple years ago when I first started going gray with my hair. It just lent itself to the perfect Cruella costume. So I brought the dogs out and they helped with my costume, and the theming was just so on point. So
that costume was iconic.
That was an amazing costume.
And Steven, I think that was one of the pictures that was
Yes,
in
we posted
my
a
post.
picture of it, so I'll put it back on the story to
Make sure
everyone.
you go give that one a like. But what about you, Steven?
I was panicking over here thinking, what costume did I love? Because I love a costume. Trust
Just pick
and
one of
believe.
the innovative ones. Just do an innovative one from the past.
Every year, it's always spandex. It's Spider-Man. It's Captain America.
Power Ranger.
Onesie, Power Ranger. But
is the reason for the spandex.
Correct. I'm going to go with the Power Ranger. Last year, I was the Pink Ranger, Kimberly. And actually, that was the second costume I had that night. I changed mid-party from Captain America into the Pink Ranger. So just saying.
Couldn't decide.
I couldn't decide.
There were not enough.
What about yours, Jenny?
I don't know. I think my favorite, it's kind of a classic, but I was Minnie Mouse one year.
Aww.
And I don't know, I just love the little polka dot dress. So I just thought it was such a cute one. What about you, Marissa?
So I actually also was Minnie Mouse one year in college, but there's a reason why I'm bringing it up. Now, a normal person would have just gotten a nice, cute little polka dot dress. No. I got a red long shirt, and then I hole punched little white circles, and I stapled them all over my shirt.
Wait, I actually remember.
This is a DIY.
Yes.
Marissa had this as her profile picture on MySpace because that is how Marissa and I met, through a MySpace band page. And that was her profile picture. And I remember, and I was like,
where is the picture? Where is the picture?
We'll have to find it. Maybe we'll post it for Halloween.
We need the picture. But as crafty as you are, I can definitely see you making it.
But it came out really cute. It was just
good.
a lot.
This is the most Marissa homemade
Very
thing
Marissa.
I could ever imagine.
Katie, what was your favorite costume?
I always panic every week. I was also Minnie Mouse because I feel like every girl who likes Disney is Minnie Mouse, but that's not what I'm going to say. I actually panic every Halloween for costumes, so I'm just going to throw it all the way back in the day to when I was like 5 years old, and my grandma used to make all of my Halloween costumes, and she made me this Tinkerbell one, and it was my absolute favorite, and it had like a little green little cutout in the top where the neck was, and it was just my favorite thing ever, and I would wear it every day, even when it was not even Halloween anymore, just because it was a pretty dress.
Oh, I love that.
To me, the like homemade Halloween costumes are the absolute best.
Oh, yeah. This was better than anything.
Like when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm. Anything you would see like at Target or like any Party City, this was like 30 times better. Like it looked like it should have been in the movie. Or maybe in my mind I thought that, but
Aw.
I'm going to go with it.
Well, we only had one spooky costume, and that was Cruella. So that was truly frightening and chilling, Amanda. But you know what isn't chilling and frightening? Having Marissa back with us this week to give us the latest Disney happenings.
Yes, I'm so glad I'm back this week. There's a lot of news that's come out in the last few days. So Disneyland Resort announced that Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel will officially transform into the new Pixar Place Hotel, opening officially on January 30th, 2024, after nearly a year and a half of construction. Visitors will find newly designed guest rooms themed after beloved Pixar films such as Toy Story 3, The Incredibles, and Brave. There's also going to be a new pool area featuring a Finding Nemo slide and splash pad. And the gift shop was just recently renamed to Story as a nod to Wall-E.
Oh, that's
so
really
I thought
cute.
that was adorable.
Cute.
Yeah, I thought
All
it was
things
adorable.
Wall-E.
Also, more details about the new Jollywood Nights at Disney's Hollywood Studios has been released by the Disney Elves. If you haven't heard already, a new holiday event will take place this season at Disney's Hollywood Studios with new live stage shows, special character greetings, treats, and a nighttime spectacular. So the new information that came out this week was that there will be 2 new shows immersing guests into the joy of the holidays. You won't want to miss the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along, as well as Disney Holidays in Hollywood, which will feature special guest stars including Kermit the Frog, Mickey and Minnie, but most importantly, Steven, there's going to be a brand new original song by Tiana.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I did
Giving
not know
our
that.
girl her spotlight that she needs. So this event starts November 11th and runs through December 20th. So if you're interested, go get your tickets.
Also, a few quick mentions. Zootopia Land at Shanghai Disneyland gets an official opening date, December 20th.
Yes, can we go?
Yay.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Let's go. Pack our bags. We're there.
Also, just in time for Halloween, Disney Cruise Line announced a new Haunted Mansion parlor on the Disney Treasure, which sets sail December 2024.
This looks so cool. I want to go.
I want to go on that ship just for that, honestly.
I'm so curious how it's going to work because it doesn't look very big. So I'm wondering, how are they going to fit the hordes of people who are trying to get in there?
I heard there's probably going to be some type of wait list or virtual queue. Is
Oh,
what
they'll
I
have
They
heard.
have
be.
to,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, Jenny, that leads perfectly into our Imagineering idea of the week. For any new listeners, each week our team will assign project managers to plan a new or updated offering for a Disney park or resort and present it to everyone for their feedback and collaboration. Our plans are designed to be realistic, keeping in mind current technology and existing park layouts without limitation of construction or budget constraints.
Welcome, foolish mortals. Amanda and I will be your ghost hosts for this evening as we, the ghouls, take over Liberty Square. Gone are the days of the Hall of Presidents and colonial treats. Welcome to the new Liberty Square, ominous, dreary, and home to the 999 happy haunts. If you're anything like Amanda and I, we knew there was more than one soul vying for that last coveted spot. To make room, we had to expand the mansion to the whole darn square.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
I love that in this take, you're wanting to be that last soul.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it just Amanda and I? Is that really just us?
No, there can't be. There's more. While our project is primarily focused on Haunted Mansion, the Headless Horseman, some Salem witches, and maybe even a few ghosts from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol will be in Liberty Square as well. We definitely made sure to include them along the way.
Now, this new Liberty Square, it's going to be a bit more spooky. And we thought about doing this possibly temporarily, but since, these are our unhinged and out of control ideas, we're going to have this all the time because who doesn't love a
if we're
spooky
calling
time?
the shots, then we're
Yeah.
calling the
Year-round
shots.
spook.
So yeah, exactly. 365, all terrifying. So as you enter the new Liberty Square, seems pretty similar, not too different. However, You'll notice the first change as you walk up to Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. It now has a seemingly haunted feel to it, with offerings like spooky pizza. It's a veggie pizza that looks like ghosts in the shape of cheese, and it has vegetables on it, so it's truly terrifying.
What about jack-o'-lantern pot pie with chicken?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Or my personal favorite, mummies in a blanket.
I think my personal favorite is going to be the dead man's turkey legs.
Because they tell no tales.
Oh,
mean-
no.
Oh.
She went there.
Oh,
I
wrong
promise the
land.
rest of the land is better than our jokes.
Yeah.
We'll also offer a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich because,
Yes.
it is Liberty Square. Come on. And then lastly, we'll have a nice touch with poisoned apple cider donuts.
After that, you will walk down past across the Christmas store and see the former old area where it was the Muppets Present Great Moments in American History. And now that is going to become Madame Leota's fortune-telling meet and greet in the Liberty Square Market takeover.
This is one we're actually super excited about because, well, neither of us remembered the Muppets Present Great Moments in American History, which apparently it existed. And apparently
It's literally a ticket office now. Like it's
Oh.
I think it was only like a couple months in the summer.
Incorrect. It was
No?
from 2016 and ran through COVID.
Oh,
wow.
It
Really?
did not reopen
I
after
saw
COVID.
it. I
or
saw it once.
2017.
It was fine.
I don't think I
Just
ever
fine.
saw it
This-
live.
What-
I've
is
seen
this the thing where the
videos, but-
Muppets are like out in the windows? Like,
yeah.
okay,
Yes.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we're knocking down the walls. We're taking it back over. It's now Madame Leota's, and she has a fortune-telling business that's going to bring in the masses. People need their fortunes told.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the opportunity to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you walk in, we really themed this all out. So what we're thinking is kind of like spooky old fortune teller, where there's books everywhere along the walls, little glass containers with weird eyeballs or spells. I don't know. And then also tarot cards and then astrology, just everywhere around you, giving the overall spooky feel. But Amanda, who can they meet when they're there?
Yeah, Stephen mentioned meeting Madame Leota and being excited, but she's not going to be the only character there.
She's got to take
Um,
breaks.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just tell fortunes all day long. So, some of the other creatures that might creep through the area would be maybe Jack and Sally, Dr. Facilier, the dancing ghost with the bride from Haunted Mansion, and
Your favorite.
my fave,
Who?
Mama Odie.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Base character Mama Odie. She's
He
back.
lives.
She
She's got
comes
a new
back again.
gig. We're giving her more
Yes.
hours. I'm glad that this came up because as you were talking about this, I was thinking the way you were describing it's a perfect spot for Dr. Facilier. And so I'm so glad that he's going to be a part of it.
Yep. And we have one last surprise. So on your way out, it is fortunes. So we thought it'd be a cute idea to give everyone fortune cookies on their way out with Disney themed fortunes.
Oh.
But for some lucky guest, they'll have even better surprises in there. Like maybe you'll get a free Genie Plus pass, or maybe you'll get a free snack
Ooh.
voucher
It's so
for like
fun.
a cupcake or discount on food. So kind of surprise, but more ways to make magical moments.
That's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now who all here remembers the Hall of Presidents?
Oh, I love
Yeah.
the Hall of Presidents.
Unfortunately.
Of course she
Jenny.
does. Of course.
Plug your ears. Plug your
Plug
ears.
your
for this
ears,
one.
girl, because we wish we didn't remember it.
We are cutting it out of here.
Hot
Yes.
take. Hot take.
Where are all the
Listen.
presidents going?
We don't
Does it
care.
matter?
The
To your
garbage.
apartment. We're mailing them to your home.
Send me your address. It will now become a talent show.
Oh.
But Katie, I
Ooh.
want you to present this because I loved your name for it. It's just too perfect.
I am so picturing a haunted X Factor at Disney right now.
And I'm loving that.
Well, I mean, all of the ghouls that now inhabit all of Liberty Square, they have the best skills in town. And you know what? If you've got it, haunt it, because that is the name of our talent show.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Yes. As you enter, the room will be filled with paintings, and as lights hit them, they'll come to life and speak to you and kind of do a show getting you ready telling jokes, all that good stuff. And then once you're ready to enter the main room, you'll lead right in as your ghost hosts direct you over to find Constance Hatchaway as your host in her finest wedding dress. And Amanda, why don't you tell them about some of the acts that we have?
Well, you're sure to see ballroom dancing with the dancing ghost from the ride. You may have seen a little bit of their work as you go through the dining room area in Haunted Mansion, but now you're going to get a real good view of them. Sally Slater is going to do her famous tightrope spectacular that kind of led to her downfall, but she's been practicing for years, so she's ready to get back on the stage.
Something makes me feel like she's still not going to do a great job.
Listen, she has had so much time to practice.
She hasn't had much else going on.
Right?
Exactly. She's been up on that tightrope for years. She's got this.
Wellington and Forsythia whistle their favorite tune with the help of their pet canary. And we also have the singing bus that are wheeled out for a special song because you can't just sit in a graveyard forever.
Oh, I love that.
Katie, why don't you tell them about the grand finale?
So our grand finale act is actually the Hatbox Ghost. He traveled all the way from New Orleans Square just to show you his magic show. Or so you think. Really, it's a ruse to capture your souls to make him the most powerful ghost.
This guy.
We wanted to tie in the new Haunted Mansion with this one. But except he gets a little cocky, and our little canary friend has our backs, and he is to the rescue. He steals his hat, flies out of the auditorium, and heads straight over to Madame Leota in her office at the fortune teller house. The Hatbox Ghost screams at the bird while telling the audience not to move a muscle. The room is filled with smoke and flashing lights, and just like that, he's gone. He got banished to the underrealm.
Nice.
The canary took his hat to Madame Leota, who was able to do a seance to send him back. And just like that, we've saved the day. The ghouls are safe, Liberty Square is back to where it's at, and Constance ends the show.
Wow. Now, quick question. Are these live performers, or is this more of like animatronics or a video, or what are we looking at here?
Both.
Mostly live performers.
Okay.
There will be like for the statue heads that
The
sing.
bust, yeah.
That's the bus. Thank you. They're going to be more like a animatronic or like the projection
Projection on a
screens.
face.
I was
yeah.
thinking more like, and I didn't get a chance to run this with Amanda first, but in my head, I was thinking more like how Crush, like how it's like they're projected, it's like an animation on the statue, but it's like live and can do things with it. So it would be kind of seeing the audience.
Have the Dapper Dans come by and do an evening shift.
Maybe if they're dead. It's ghouls only.
Maybe they die when they get there.
Now, at the Mickey's Not So Scary, this kind of gave us somewhat of a starting point, an idea for a talent show, is at Mickey's Not So Scary, they do have a quartet that goes around like in more towards Frontierland, but they're like these dead cowboys. And they sing kind of like Western songs. And it's so cute because everyone kind of stops and stands there for a little bit, might walk off. But that we got a jumping off point for that to have this show where it's not like a come and go thing. You're going to sit down and it'll be like a 20 to 25 minute show, which includes the pre-show. And so it can be like on the hour, every hour.
It's giving Dancing with the Stars. It's giving variety show.
I mean, I liked when they had
fun.
American Idol at Hollywood Studios.
They're really, I mean, besides the castle stage shows, there's really not any other live entertainment at the Magic Kingdom. And
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah.
To a wider age range versus just princesses and Mickey and Minnie. Although I do love those. So this is so fun.
I also love that this is an extension of the Haunted Mansion attraction. Like it's not just contained there. It's brought to a deeper story level here.
It's really like a seamless transition. Like Liberty Square, when I obviously our haunted mansion is set in that area. But like when I think of all things spooky and Halloween, like again, when you think of Hocus Pocus, that takes place in like the Northeast and all of that. And so like it really just fits seamlessly to be able to make that land without having to do really too much into a spooky haunted environment. It's just kind of perfect for it.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, so after the show, you're probably going to be a little hungry if you didn't get your fill at the.
About to say, I had a dead man's turkey leg before.
Listen.
You're gonna make me
Your
eat more?
appetite is getting worked up. I trust
Oh,
and believe.
Okay, after all that dancing and singing.
You almost had your souls taken by the Hatbox Ghost. You're
You're right.
starving.
You're right.
We deserve treats.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Marissa.
So you're gonna stop at Liberty Square Market for some hideously delicious treats, like a cursed candy apple or a Hocus Pocus Binks cookie.
Yum.
We might even have a wedding cake cupcake with raspberry filling that's absolutely to die for.
Oh.
A pumpkin cinnamon pretzel with cream cheese frosting.
Yes.
And I kind of had this idea last week, but I really I love a dirt cup. So we're going to have graveyard cups.
You
I
are
mean, who
dirty
doesn't
like
love a
that.
dirt cup?
Yes. So can't miss out on having those there.
So after your refreshments, you're right there next to Liberty Square Riverboat, which now will become the Sleepy Hollow Riverboat. We're going to put the old girl back in action. I haven't seen her moving in a long time. Like, does she still goes up and down the river?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her moving either in a long time, but then I read reviews as of like a week ago on Google. So clearly when I'm not there, she's on the move.
Yeah, every time I'm there, and then I'm in the area, she's just sitting there. But she's going to continue taking these little drives up and down the river, but now it's going to have ghosts and ghouls there to tell you some ghost stories. And we're thinking it will have maybe the captain that's featured in the Disney's Haunted Mansion movie that just came out, so he can tell you his stories from the sea. Maybe a few Salem witches can tell you about the terrible trials that they went through. But they will feature stories that cover Liberty Square, Frontierland, because it's going to be up in that area. So we'll kind of like have theming from all those different areas with the different stories.
And now you've had a full day. So you've eaten, you've seen a talent show, you've gone on some riverboat and had some scary stories told. But now it's almost sundown. And suddenly a small parade comes through, entering from Frontierland, similar to how the parade starts at for Halloween, or Not So Scary Halloween. It has a buggy, ghosts, and ghouls that would lead into Liberty Square, which at night becomes more of Sleepy Hollow. Cast members working in Liberty Square will also have more of the Haunted Mansion type personality. So once sunset hits, everyone will be very dry and very serious, and it will be very creepy and uncomfortable for you. But of course, there'll be singing and dancing and lots of fun from the parade, and that just kind of leads it in to kind of end your rest of your day in Liberty Square, the new Liberty Square.
I like that shift from daytime to night.
Yeah, I can't imagine how fun it would be to be there at nighttime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and another shift that Katie thought would be interesting is as you're moving throughout the area, you'll see moving newspapers and the wanted signs for different.
I'm picturing like Harry Potter.
That's exactly the note
that was
Katie
her
was saying. Like,
inspiration.
like in Harry Potter, how all the pictures move, and you're like, wait, is that live? What is it?
Find Sirius.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
And so while this land is mostly an ode to Haunted Mansion, it's obviously a home to all Sleepy Hollow. So it would be silly of us to not include some missing Ichabod Crane posters.
Ooh,
Mhm.
I love
Mhm.
that.
But however, when sundown falls, they turn into beware of the Headless Horseman.
Yes. Legend be told, you can even see him on some nights in August through October throughout the streets of Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
He's out there
Creepy.
snatching up souls, just like old Ichabod.
And the Hatbox Ghost.
And yeah, everybody's out here collecting.
They are hungry.
Souls.
They don't want that veggie ghost pizza. They want your
No.
soul.
Is there a name for this area?
So we kind of went back and forth on it. We thought we maybe at nighttime it would become Sleepy Hollow, but during the daytime it stays Liberty Square. Because enough of the theming, and we weren't kicking out Columbia Harbor House because I'm not an animal, okay?
No.
We
Where
know
would Thanksgiving
No.
dinner be?
My
Exactly.
chicken nuggets.
My
Yeah,
hummus
Mhm.
sandwich.
exactly. We're not criminals here, okay? So we figured we'd still keep some of the touch to it. And again, because it's such a kind of like a seamless theme between the two, it's pretty easy to leave it as that. But again, once nightfall comes, then it's more of a Sleepy Hollow because it's even creepier than before.
Listen, this might be a little too on the head, but if it's Liberty Square during the day, it couldn't be Liberty Scare at night.
Oh. Well,
No.
you know what? Amanda and I had a really hard week, okay? So, for all of our creative juices, okay? What do you want from us?
But look at us, just coming up with ideas right here on the spot. This like you're watching the magic as it happens, folks.
That's right.
Or rather listening because you can't see a single one of us.
So I'm ready for this because I feel like really what does Liberty Square have going for it right now? Not much.
Exactly.
The Christmas store, which we know I love. But
I kind of wanted to change it out to the Halloween store, but
nope.
We thought that might be too controversial.
Right. And I kept it because, like
Thank
I
you.
said, A Christmas Carol still fits right in
True.
with the ghosts, the Christmas.
And you could
still
do
perfect.
stuff with that. Like you talked about some of the add-ins for the Halloween season, but you could then bring in more, overlays for the holiday season with the Christmas Carol, and have Scrooge, like, I don't know if he's doing a meet and greet, but he's somehow incorporated. Maybe he's in the talent show for that season or something.
When you say Scrooge, do you mean Scrooge McDuck?
Yes.
Ebenezer,
that's what the people
Scrooge
want.
McDuck.
There is no other Scrooge. What are you talking about?
You're right.
Okay, cool.
Well, I think one thing that Liberty Square does have going for it now is that there's a lot of very detailed touches by the Imagineers. And that makes me think of why we like to highlight an Imagineer of the Week every week, because they are the ones that come up with this magic. And because we typically like to showcase a Disney employed Imagineer and their contribution to the parks, this month we've switched it up and we're showcasing the Imagineers inside this podcast. So for the month of October, and this is the last our last Imagineer inside the podcast, we wanted you to get to know a little bit more about us and the passion that fueled us to create this podcast in the first place. So it is my pleasure to introduce Katie.
Hi.
Since Katie is a Florida native, born and raised, her first Disney trip precedes her memory, and she would really visit the park several times throughout the years. So her memory that she will never forget is celebrating her 10th birthday at the Grand Floridian Cafe, and everyone in the entire restaurant sang to her, which is actually shocking because we know she's just terribly shy.
So shy.
But her path drew her to work at Disney when in college, and she randomly went to a recruitment session for the college program, and she had no idea really what to expect, but was sold after speaking with a former cast member at that session. So she applied right then and there, much like a lot of us. And while she hoped to work at one of her favorite rides, the Haunted Mansion, obviously, or Tower of Terror, she's a spooky soul, she would end up organizing the Mickey plush wall at Mouse Gear at Epcot.
Scary!
So scary.
I loved Mouse Gear.
I mean, we're going to take a moment of silence for that store. There are probably listeners here that don't even know what that is, but
I feel like we need to insert Sarah McLachlan.
Yes.
In the arms of... Yep. And yeah, so although she no longer works for Disney, she's still in the hospitality world, working more on the product side. While she did eventually move back home to finish school after her college program, she didn't go too far and she moved back pretty quickly. She still lives in Orlando to this day with her amazing boyfriend Matt and their adorable golden doodle Finn.
Aww.
And to say she's an obsessed dog mom is the understatement of this entire 14 episodes we've done of this podcast. Because
I mean,
Exposed.
she gave birth to him.
They are
I did.
inseparable.
We look so much
Mhm.
alike.
She spends one night away from that dog. I'm hearing about it.
When does she spend a night away from him?
Exactly.
I prefer never.
When she's not cuddling with Finn, watching Bravo reality shows, or binging the Clone Wars for the 17th time, you can usually find her at the parks. She's also a major foodie and loves exploring the Orlando food scene.
Because I'm hungry.
Aren't we all?
As you can tell from the 18 different food options we had in this episode,
Who didn't want to try everyone?
I'm ready to eat. But she also loves traveling, so naturally her Disney dream job was actually to be an international tour guide with Adventures by Disney. So I know she's a big fan of Europe, so I feel like it's not too late. It's never too
I know,
late.
right? I'm just going to quit my job and go.
Mhm.
Now, in the backgrounds of you reading that for Katie, will there be EDM music? Like,
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
set the scene?
We are going to be at a rave.
Yeah.
We're at EDC.
Experiencing it. Mhm.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well, there you have it, idiots. It was a scary ride, but thank you for following us down this dark and winding spooky journey. What did you think? It's always risky redoing a Disney classic area. So did our idea make you grim, grinning ghost? Or did we incite the mob from Beauty and the Beast?
Kill the beast.
And please share your feedback with us. And like we've already mentioned, please rate and review our episode. A little call out for Spotify listeners, make sure you're downloading the episode so your listen counts.
And speaking of reviews, we got another amazing 5-star review.
Woo! Yeah!
Tell us.
This time from Megan Mitt. She titled it Idiot's Guide to Happiness. This
Aw.
podcast brings me so much joy. The podcast is thoughtful, structured, and easy to listen to. These idiot Imagineers have so many good ideas that I hope someday, and I hope someone at Disney is listening. I wish I could stay at Disney Southeast Asia Resort, watch the club cool down parade, visit Barbie's dream house, see the Epcot bus filled with characters, and more. Can't wait to hear more ideas, learn more history, and dream about the happiest place on earth.
Oh,
Thanks,
Megan.
Meg.
Thanks, Meg.
Do we have our first super fan?
I think so.
Oh,
Wow.
Thanks, girl.
Are you following us on our socials? This is the best way to see our vision boards for each episode and interact with all the idiots. Head over to @idiotsimagineering on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
We're 14 episodes in and have already made some great new friends. Although I'm sure we'd still be doing this without listeners, it's much more fun having you join in with us. So be sure to share this episode with a friend so they don't miss out either. Thank you for your support, and thanks to this group of idiots who is finally all back together this week.
Yay! Finally.
Finally. Stephen, Jenny, Katie, and Marissa, thank you for your hard work. And I'm Amanda, and we'll talk to you next time on Idiot's Guide to Imagineering. Remember, if you can dream it,
You can make a podcast about it. Happy Halloween.
twas the...
Oh.
Wow, she went there.
Is that the spooky voice? We should have practiced this yesterday.
We did speak in spooky voices.
Speaky.
Okay. Speaky. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Okay. I'm just going to go.